on Coleman. Count on Coleman. If your world is looking strange, you can count on Coleman for change.
Hello, Baton Rouge, District 10. I want to welcome you today to the Coleman Cares podcast, where we do our level best to educate the people. And so today we have a topic of discussion that I believe everybody in Baton Rouge would want to hear and would glean something from it. I have with me today is Miss Rachel Y. Lambert. That's right, Miss Blight. And so you see those letters there, PE. That's not the PE teacher. She's a professional engineer. And then you see CFM. Yeah, that means Certified Flood Plain Manager, and she's the director of all of that. So the information that she will share today is definitely certified information, and then you will know how to get in touch, how to get other questions answered, and how you can, as a constituent, eliminate blight. So, Rachel Lambert, it's on you, dear, and we're so grateful to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about blight. We're going to give a little rundown of what is blight, right? What does that consist of,
That's
right? And so blight typically consists of some junk, trash, and debris on private property, abandoned vehicles that are non-operable on private property. We'll do tall grass. We'll do open and unsecured structures if windows are busted out, doors are open, and then condemned structures, right? That's the biggie, the big one that we usually deal with a lot. So here are some examples on the screen. Tall grass on the top left, some abandoned vehicles in the middle. That looks like some junk, trash, and debris on the top right. The bottom left, we have an open and unsecured building. In the middle, at the bottom, we have an unmaintained swimming pool. That's another one that we can handle as well. And then on the bottom right is obviously a condemned structure. It's burned pretty bad. Looks like we're going to take it down. So,
examples of blight. So, Baton Rouge, if this is near you, you need to do something about it. Don't wait until the blight team comes out. This is your community. So it's no need of you having a swimming pool there that needs to be demolished or either taken care of. That's what you've got to do. No need of you having grass tall as me. And yes, this is Louisiana, and yes, grass gets tall. If you don't want to cut it, spray something on it. But we cannot continue in this vein. Rachel, I tell you, they call me so much about grass.
I know we're a little behind on grass right now. I'll be honest. We've had some troubles with some, employee, just not having enough resources,
Yes.
right, to get there. But we're catching up. We've got probably about 200 grass lots that we've awarded here in the past week or two to contractors to demolish. Not to cut. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to catch up soon. Hopefully, it's going to get cold soon, and that's
Yes,
going to do
that's
it.
gonna help us.
That's definitely going to help
Yes.
as well. But if you want to report that, the best way to do that is to call 311.
That's it. And that's what I tell the people, as opposed to calling Coleman here at the Butler Center, unless you've done 311 first. And then that way they can keep a record of
Yes.
all of this.
There's other ways too. You can call, I think, 389-3090. That's another way to get in touch with 311. They have an app as well. And then that way you can follow along, because we do push updates on the things that you call in, and then you can go to the website. I believe, the brla.gov, the city parish's website, they have a 311 web page as well, instead of if you don't have, an app, and you can call in all of those things that we talked about just, previously, and we're going to receive those directly, and we're going to go investigate them.
Yes.
Yeah, tall grass, we do get a lot of duplicates, I will say. That's one of our highest duplicates kind of coming into our office, but we're trying really hard to make sure that we're referencing you back to the 311 complaint that we're working out of for that, so that you can potentially subscribe and, check for updates and stuff like that. So
And so we want them, let's go back to that first slide, because we want folk to understand about the list, that first one where it gives us a list of what is blight. What is blight?
Yes, junk, trash, and debris on private property. We're going to make that caveat. And junk, wrecked, and inoperable and abandoned vehicles. If it doesn't have a license plate, if it doesn't have an inspection sticker, if it hasn't moved, we're obviously, of course, sending correspondence to all of these people when you do call in the violation and we inspect it and find it in violation. So they'll have some opportunity to move that. But we're obviously, sending them letters and certified mail. Tall grass, open unsecured buildings, unmaintained swimming pools, and then obviously condemnations. Now, we don't work inside of the city limits of Baker, Zachary, Central, or St. George now. So, but if you're outside of those areas in East Baton Rouge Parish, call 311 and we're going to get right on it.
You all heard it. And so those are the examples of what is blight.
Yes.
What is blight? And the process, she has told you the process.
Yeah, if we advance a couple more slides, I think that I have a little slide that tells us about what some time frames that we can expect are. There you go. So because we're having to go investigate this, right? And then we have to send some letters and some mail, except for tall grass and condemnations, everything goes to what we call blight court. That happens every 2 weeks. And so we're sending the letters out. We have to get that certified mail back, because notice, making sure that we have proper notice and, due process, right? Due process in the legal world is very important. And so we are bound by state laws and local laws. And so we're sending out all of that certified mail, getting it back and putting it on the docket. And so then the judge hears it. He may give them some time on top of what we've given him. Given those people, and then after that time elapses, we're going back out and inspecting again. And if it's still in violation, then we're going to put it on our to-do list, right? Which is kind of long sometimes. But here you can see the time frames in which would probably be like the fastest that we could get to some of those.
Yes.
Obviously, we're a little behind the 45 days right now on tall grass, but we're working on getting that. Junk, trash, and debris, and junk vehicles. Junk vehicles, once we get that court order, we're sending that to law enforcement. So the sheriff's office and BRPD are the ones who are actually towing those vehicles for us. Open buildings, swimming pools, those all go to blight court, and we're getting those out to contractors because we're really not able to do those in-house. And then dilapidated and condemnable buildings, that takes the longest, because we're sending out, before it even makes it to council, to you guys to vote on, we're sending out 2, even 3 letters. We're trying to communicate with those people. They're calling the office. That's one of our busiest sections of my office, right?
Yes.
And they're working diligently to try to, help them find resources, give them some additional time if they need it, so that they can get back in their houses. We understand that's a very sensitive, situation. It might be grandma's house. It might be, auntie's house. But we really want you to be a good neighbor, though.
That's correct.
Right? That's what most of what we're trying to do is trying to get everyone, to encourage them to be a good neighbor. And then if, they for some reason can't take care of that, then we're going to go on and take care of that.
And there's a process. There it is. And they are given ample time.
Yes.
And just know, constituents, Baton Rouge, that it is not our desire to take your homes away from you, but you have a responsibility. And so then it gets on the council agenda. And then, Rachel, that's why I started saying, if you don't have a plan as to how you're going to proceed with getting this piece of property that you're asking for 30, 60, 90 days, if you don't have a workable plan, then I don't know. No. And so you've got to have a workable plan in order that I can help you. And so I know that there are families out there that may have family members that may be out of state or really not cooperating with each other with this, and it is heartbreaking for them to lose their property because of that.
Let's make sure that they're going to lose the house,
Well,
right?
yeah.
But the city doesn't own the property, right?
No.
So I have people that call me all the time and they're like, hey, can I buy that? I saw y'all tore it down. I don't own it. They still own it.
That's correct. And when I referred to property, you're correct, and I'm glad you corrected me. I'm thinking of the house, but
Yes.
you're right. The ground, the land, as they say, it's still, but there's a lien on that
yes,
land. Is that correct? See, we want to get all of this information out here so that you all can thoroughly understand there is a process and you must follow the process. And so if you are in a situation where it's condemned and you can't bring it back,
Yeah. I mean, we're going to take care of that, but that cost is passed on to that property owner.
that's correct.
If we tear it down, if we cut the grass, if we pick up the junk, trash, and debris, we are placing liens and recording those against those properties. And since I also manage the permit office, which is where that engineer comes in, right?
Yes.
That, we're enforcing some of those liens when you come in to try to get a permit.
That's
yes.
right.
We're trying to collect on those funds because the city parish, I'd say, not just like outside of my employees that we have doing this, we've spent at least $1.5 million probably this year on just blight abatement. Cutting grass, picking up junk, trash, and debris, tearing down houses, boarding up some houses as well. A lot of times, if your house is in good structural condition, we would encourage you to board that up, keep it secure, keep your grass cut, and then we're going to back off that condemnation.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because we don't want to take down houses that are rehabable.
Yes.
We're going after the houses that are missing half their roof.
Yes.
Half the siding is gone and it's just open to the elements.
Yes.
Because once a piece of property is open to the elements and the rain, the critters, people come in
Yes.
too, that's when a property really starts to degrade really fast. And we see, a lot of stuff, properties that looked okay in like say 2022, 2023, and we're revisiting those and the deterioration is a lot.
Yes, it is.
And it goes fast.
And then be a good neighbor.
Be a good neighbor.
Think about the person that's living on the same street as you or next door
That's
to
our,
you.
Our biggest calls, we'll get people calling. I've got, people coming in and out, critters, snakes. I'm scared for my little kids or my
That's right.
grandkids. We want to be a good neighbor because the city doesn't want to go tear your house down.
That's it.
We don't want to go cut your grass. We don't want to pick up your junk and trash all over your yard. We want you to do it. That's the goal, right? That's why we're
right.
sending our letters out. We don't want to have to do it. We don't mind, I do mind, but if we have to remind you, that's okay too.
And then the cost with constantly reminding you about your responsibility.
Yes.
Come on, Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Just be some good stewards over that which you have, and cutting your grass and boarding it up, and until such time. but have a plan, because let it not be, I'm going to leave it boarded up until kingdom come. I'm going to just keep cutting the grass. And so that's not what you want to take place. And it costs you all a lot of money having to constantly go out there, send folk out, take a look at it, come back, report it, go back out. Then you got to send out certified letters. Then there's a lot to be done.
I want to say a certified letter right now costs $8 or $9 each.
Yes,
right?
indeed. Yes, indeed.
An inspector going out, internal cost is around $75. I mean, it gets pretty expensive here. Cutting your lawn, we're looking at costs around $200. Boarding up your house, we're talking $4,000 to $5,000.
Yes, indeed.
The average cost of structures that we're demolishing right now is around $10,000. $10,000.
So imagine $10,000 lien.
At least, yeah. If you have asbestos or any other environmental concerns, that's going way up, right? We have some non-asbestos houses that are really bringing that average down, but 10 grand, that's a lot for a lot of people.
A lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. And you all heard it, a lot. So what do you want to do? Be good stewards, or you want to have to pay that lot? And so we recommend that you help us to keep our neighborhoods, to keep Baton Rouge looking just a bit better by picking up. And even the littering, that's another uncouth thing to me. I mean, just pick it up. Barney says, clean up. Everybody clean up. And if everybody just take the time to pick up that litter that's around and in their yards, on your street,
on your corner. If y'all just, if everybody helped pick up, we would be in a much better place.
And then have a party afterward. It's okay. Everybody like parties. So you clean up your street, and then you have a party, and guess what? Invite me, and I guarantee you I'm coming. And on that note, we have cleaned up a great deal. I kind of find myself as the cleanup woman, and in a lot of cases here, because we have done a lot of cleaning, getting a lot of stuff removed, and it ends up coming right back. And so
the illegal dumping is become a very large problem.
Very large.
And when we've been working with the mayor's office, and our, Department of Environmental Services manages our garbage contracts, and we've been working with them. And then Department of Maintenance is ultimately the one who's responsible for some of that litter in the ditch in the street, right? Because my office really does private property. So we've been working together, coalescing, trying to brainstorm some ideas. We're hoping that some of that will happen very soon, of some better solutions. Environmental Services did open a drop-off for some large, bulky waste, and not your household trash, right? Like not from, your kitchen scraps and all that, but you can drop off mattresses and couches, and, maybe you took down a fence, just a little section, right? You can go drop that off as long as you're a resident of the parish, and that's in Gardier. And I think that's part of some of the things that we're looking at impleting, in a few places, right? It's trying to find the right spot for that.
Sweet spot.
Because we know that the landfills, it's a little bit out there, right? Especially in some Baton Rouge traffic.
That's right.
And, we want to try to encourage people to take care of their own things, right? And not go dump that somewhere else, because ultimately we end up having to do that. And, right, we want the maintenance department to focus on clearing our drainage ditches, right? Preventing the flooding, fixing those potholes, and doing all those good things, right, that really are helping, as opposed to chasing litter and garbage and other debris and stuff like that.
And allowing these things to go down in our drains from the street. And then when it floods,
and then it clogs it up.
And then you're wondering why.
And we just spent a lot of money, right? With the stormwater master
you
plan,
better believe that. Cleaning
so
up.
many drainage manholes and ditches and pipes and stuff like that. And we've spent a lot repairing some of them too. And we really want to keep it clean. Yeah.
Everybody got to be responsible.
We got to take care of that. Yeah.
And you know, the children, teach the children, hey, to pick up and put in the trash and keep a trash bag in your car. Yes. And I'm going to tell you, I've seen some grown folk throw things out the window there. Yeah. But keep a bag in your car, and then you're teaching the children that everything has a place, and then have them to dump the bag and then put the bag back in it. It's just the little things that make a difference. Absolutely. It's the little things that make a difference there. And so it is very important that we really want our city.
Yes.
To be a clean city for everybody. And everybody doesn't have to have the 2-story, 3-story brick or whatever, but whatever you have, just be a good steward over it. I don't care where you live. Just be a good steward over that which you have, and keep that trash picked up. And then be open to your neighbor saying to you, hey, you need me to help you with that? Because we want to clean our streets up and our yards, and that is of utmost importance there.
Yes, yes. So just to, maybe go a little bit further into what we've got going on, right? We're at, I think, 136 houses down this year, which is amazing.
Yes.
And we've got another 70 or so that are under contract, right? So hopefully some are due to be, torn down by the end of the month, and others are, the rest are due to be torn down by the end of November. So we're really on track to definitely hit that 200 mark this year, which is a whole lot, right? That's a lot of money, a lot of houses, and we're really trying to make the difference. So let us know if you see some of those properties. We're also out doing some condition assessments to an extent. We're starting in, I think we're actually in your district, up further north. We're trying to focus. We spend a lot of time in your district and District 7 as well.
Those are the two districts with the most blight. And
And so we're doing some structural assessments. We're trying to identify vacant structures that, may be rehabable, right? We've been talking with the mayor's office about getting some properties back into commerce, because I'll say it and my staff gets tired of hearing it. Vacancy leads to blight.
That's correct.
Right? So getting properties back into commerce is a goal and a passion of mine. And we want to work with local people, local guys who want to, right? So I think step one is identifying some of those properties, right?
That's right.
That are rehabable. It's also helping us identify some of those that we might need to watch.
That's right.
Because we're trying to do a structural assessment as well. And so we want to get those into hands of people who are going to do things, right? So somebody, if grandma's house, if you're not there and it may be boarded up, somebody might come, contacting you, trying to buy that from you because they want to, do good in the neighborhood. I ran the permit office, so we talk with a lot of rehabbers, a lot of, I want to call them flippers, right? Because they're investors, right? And they're trying to be good landlords and, good stewards of the community and really bring back and revitalize some of these neighborhoods. And we want to encourage that as well. So, we're also having other discussions about how we can encourage some of this and maybe some incentives. Nothing ironed out right now, but those talks are happening. And because we want to revitalize District 7 and District 10.
That's right. And then when you mention about the something you just said, you all understand this is not talking about taking your property. So make sure that you all get that straight. We're not talking about taking your property, but it's just like anything else. If you don't know what to do, then we're going to show you how to do it and what needs to be done.
Might come knocking to try to buy it from you, right? They're not taking it. They just want to, get a house. They're going to make a little bit of money, right? This is a business. They want you to have some money for, your asset, right? Your property, the house, the structure, and they'll hopefully try to work a deal with you.
And I know you said that this was in the northern part of
I think we're
10.
just kind of working down.
Working down. I surely hope that you all are in Dixie. Dixie is an area that needs some real tender loving care.
I think we're up in
One of the
numbers,
areas.
up in the
Yes.
numbers, like, maybe the 37s, the
Yes,
20-somethings,
and
the
that's
40-somethings.
a newly acquired area that I received as a result of redistricting. And so, yes, and I tell you what, just a side note, there are a lot of senior citizens that still live in that area over there, and some well-kept homes over there.
I love seeing the well-kept homes.
Well-kept.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful gardens.
Yes.
And painted so bright and
That's
just
correct.
lovely colors. I love seeing that. And those are the people, like, if we're out there, I think the mayor was out, on one of the Bird Streets tearing down a house not long,
Okay.
at the beginning of the year. And there were several beautiful homes around that. And they came out and they were just so excited.
Yes,
That we were
yes.
taking that house down and really sprucing up their neighborhood.
Sprucing up is the word. You're right. I hadn't heard that in a while, y'all. Y'all heard Rachel sprucing up the neighborhood.
We trying.
Yeah. You're doing it. You're
We're
doing
trying,
it. And
yeah.
we are grateful for you all because, that's one of the missions, because there are several, that Coleman has for District 10.
They're a great ally with us.
Yeah,
For sure.
and not just a certain part of 10, but all of 10 where it's needed and maybe have been overlooked. And so we've got to do our diligence in order to help this become a reality here.
Yes,
And then I love parties. Throw a big party and everybody's invited. So is there anything else that you'd like to tell the listening audience here?
If you have any questions, feel free to visit our website, brla.gov/development. There are some different divisions there, right? If you have a permit question, you can click on that page on that main page and get their phone numbers and talk to some of those kind people if you have questions about maybe you want to spruce up your home yourself, right?
Yes.
Definitely get a permit. If you have a question, definitely call us.
Do you have to have a permit now to have a roof put on?
Actually, yes. That started in, I think, the beginning of August.
Wow.
The state legislature changed that this year in session. Part of the goal was to help lower some insurance rates.
Okay.
By having some fortified roofs, and I think y'all may have heard that fortified language. So they enacted that statewide. So now you have to have a permit to get a roof. So we're kind of still rolling that out,
Yes.
getting that going.
Yes.
Again, if you have any questions, please call the office. We have a set of permit techs that can there and help answer questions. And then, if you have Blight questions, you can go on the Blight website and call that office as well. But we encourage you, if you haven't put in a 311 request, to please do that first so that we can go look at it and see, what's up, whether it's in violation, whether it's not, before you call in and try to see what's going on. So.
And so, Baton Rouge, you don't have any excuse. You all have heard it from the professional engineer, from the certified floodplain manager. It's Rachel Lambert. And so, as we close, I want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe, and want to thank you for joining us here today. And I thank you. I
you for
really
having
do,
me.
for sure.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so just remember, Coleman cares.
Count on Coleman. Count on Coleman. If your world is looking strange, you can count on Coleman for change.